Contrary to popular belief, the weather in Minnesota isn't always 20 below zero. We've got a beautiful summer day in Eagan, Minnesota for guys like Lyle Thompson, Asher Knowlting on this loaded Cannons attack as they take on Chaos. Two teams desperate for a win clash in their final game in a couple weeks heading into the All-Star break here at TCO Stadium. You check out the table, you'll find these two at the bottom. Chaos started 0-3 last year, went all the way to win the championship. This year, they're 0-4. Cannons, meanwhile, started with a win. They've lost 3 in a row.
Run the offense from up top.
There's another good feed. And Chaos on the board first. Kyle Jackson strikes first blood.
This is a team that struggled offensively. Tied for last in the league goals per game with the Redwoods coming into the weekend. Fewest shots overall in the PLL, but the offense today looks like they're getting those opportunities. And Kyle Jackson from Ryan Smith. That is a great backdoor cut. The eyes were up top. The attacker Jackson recognizes that.
Knowlting trying to get an inch of space against Jared Newman, one of the captains for Chaos. Reset on the shot clock, and Ryan Drenner takes advantage.
Drenner beats the best goalie in the world to the near pipe. Watch the double deuce for the Cannons. He gets the rebound. Initial sweet save by Reardon, and he sneaks that near pipe. All tied up in mini. Ryan Drenner.
4 assists, a league record. Here's Josh Byrne. Smith as the shot clock dwindles, and Byrne is right there on the doorstep. Smith to Byrne. It's like we're watching the Buffalo Bandits play in Minneapolis.
This is the combination I talked about off the top. Two elite offensive players who complement each other so well. Dane Smith is a magician in terms of his passing ability. When you throw it into Josh Byrne, you're not just throwing it in to any offensive player. It's a guy who could catch everything with his left hand. And the chemistry that these two have together, it's unmatched. He's out 10, 15 yards, heavy advantage to Stephen Kelly. That was a great draw by Raganese.
2 in a row for Josh Byrne. The double deuce has a couple in the first quarter.
Know your tendencies if you are the Cannons Lacrosse Club. Josh Byrne is a heavy lefty Canadian who wants the middle of the field. That's a poor approach by the Cannons. I mean, they invite him to his strength. You have to close him out and flush him down the right alley. He is salivating with that defensive approach.
2 goals in 17 ticks for Josh Byrne. Made his PLL season debut last week. Playing without Ryan Tierney as well. Jonathan Donville is in the lineup for Cannons today. Here's Cloutier, the bouncer. Oh, yeah. Chris Cloutier, welcome back to the PLL.
When Cloutier goes to the rack, he's such a big body. When he gets above goal line extended, if you don't lift that bottom hand and you don't get aggressive, standard body pressure is not going to do the trick. That is not going to stop Cloutier. And did you see how he steps away from the pressure while he releases? This is just a strong understanding of your body and your ability to find the back of the net.
Raganese wins another for Chaos. Here he comes. Oh, Jerry Raganese! The Superman goal for the face-off guy.
Are you kidding me, Jerry Raganese? He loves the sport of lacrosse. He loves facing off, grinding it out, takes it himself. The Cannons do not respect Raganese. as a shooter. And to be quite honest, why would you go off of Josh Byrne or Chris Cloutier to stop Jerry Ragonese? But he continues going north-south, and he finds pay dirt, and he's banged up.
I don't think he's actually hurt. I think he's just celebrating like he's an old man. He's 35 years old. He says, I'm still spry.
I love this. I absolutely love this story. There are depth issues at the stripe.
Ryan Drenner, 22 in Navy, has the only goal so far for Cannons. They shot 1 for 16 against Blaze Reardon in that first quarter. 9 saves for the reigning MVP. And right on cue, Cannons back on the board. Ryan Drenner has both.
Watch the roll. Timing defensive pressure to perfection. Drenner has the defense hung up, gets above goal line extended, and feels that pressure, and he uses his momentum to roll Resch, 34 in white. And he gets the shot off before Rowlett can slide. Give him a whack with the stick. So we talked about Lyle Thompson when he was out in the first quarter with that lower body injury. Drenner's another guy who can go to the box at the midfield. He can play attack, so now you have more versatility. That goal, actually, Drenner scored as a midfielder.
Nolting, hounded, still gets it to go. Asher Nolting goes downstairs, and Cannons have back-to-back goals.
This is big boy Lacrosse. A one-handed wrap check, even though it should have been a foul on Ian McKay. That's not going to slice it when you're dealing with Asher Nolting. He is a bigger body, almost like Magic Johnson as a point guard, right? He operates behind the cage. He sees the field, and he can lean his body. And when you throw a one-handed wrap check on Asher Nolting above the goal line, that's a joke.
Not going to get it done against 6'2", 210, rookie out of High Point.
You know what I love about his game? Like, if you send help, he becomes a passer.
Big body. He has never, ever missed a practice in college lacrosse, which is pretty impressive. He says as a freshman, he was able to take control of games 60 to 70% of the time, and his mental game is at a different level than he's ever seen.
Chase Frazier with a wicked low to high shot. His second goal today, and Chaos back out in front by 3.
This is the Chaos offense that we were all waiting for, right? Chase Frazier, Josh Byrne, Dane Smith. They're all back. They're getting healthy. Resch on the break. That is an elite shot.
That's
See
slick.
the change of levels, too? Look where he catches the ball. Hello. That is beautiful. As you're moving upfield, you catch the ball, quick wrists, your stick is low. Look where Morocco was, the goalie, right? He was hedging so low.
Look at the flick of the wrist for Chase Frazier.
They start believing, they get their chemistry back.
Whoa, low to high again, and this time it's Bubba Fairman. Don't call him a defensive midfielder.
He played defensive midfield for 1 year of his life. It was this past season for John Tillman and the Maryland Terrapins, 2022 national champs. He's feasted on defenses with scenarios like this. On the high crease, he understands where that pressure is backside to get the shot off quickly. That's the beauty of Fairman. When you draft him, you draft a guy with so much upside as a short stick defensive midfielder, but he also is that plug-in guy on your offensive midfield because of all the years he's played on that side of the field.
Here's Ryan Smith, back after a week off. Cloutier with his back to the basket, posting up again. Chris Cloutier, that is filthy. Put 4 or 5 cannons around him, it doesn't matter.
It's a tough matchup for Matt Rahill. Matt Rahill has extraordinary lacrosse IQ defending the inside. He's in for Brody Merrill. But when you ask him to defend this load, Chris Cloutier, who's masterful above goal line extended and shooting through pressure, the Chaos boys are buzzing.
Second quarter, Chaos in search of its first win of this 2022 season. Sharp angle for Charlambides, and that's money.
This is masterful dissecting a defense. You see all the shirts right here. We're going to freeze it right here, okay? You have up top action, diagonal passing to an extremely sophisticated left-handed finisher in Adam Charlambides. He catches this ball with no angle, and watch this rip. That's understanding where the pressure is being applied, right? All the eyes of the defense were up top, and you have your lefty Canadian finisher parked on the pipe.
Kirk, you were doing the draft. Were you surprised when they took him because they have Lyle?
You know, a lot of teams, whoa, we'll get to that in a second. Let's get
That can
Kyle
wait.
Jackson his props.
Kyle Jackson has his second goal of the afternoon.
We heard some locker room speeches pregame up in the booth. Matt Panetta, the offensive coordinator, said, be careful when you jam it inside. Make sure the probability is high. Well, guess what? The probability is high when Shalon Rogers finds Kyle Jackson in the deception of that shot, too. If you're Nick Morocco, you see him catch the ball lefty, you think he's bringing it in front. In a fraction of a second, he shoots that backhanded, and the goalie has no shot at tracking. You know, with the Chaos, the interesting thing is the jamming of the inside. When you have your full allotment of players.
Here's Lyle Thompson. Good to see him back out there. Wow, Lyle Thompson. It's Great Dane on Great Dane crime. Lyle with another highlight.
Is this the perfect follow-up in terms of creativity and pushing the envelope? You saw Kyle Jackson with the backhand. Lyle Thompson has the defense hung up. Is he going right? Is he going left? He gives defender Jared Newman zero time to close in on him. Because a lot of times from that angle, that is sick. An offensive player will take 2 steps, one way, left or right, and the defender will follow. There were 0 steps involved with that goal by Lyle Thompson. It was all air. From a physicality perspective, Asher Nolting was jabbing him with the shoulder.
Adam Charlambides. How did he find the space to put that one home with the left?
He found the space because he's ultra crafty. 7 shots in the first half. He was getting his opportunities. I thought a few times he was a little off with his shot, lost his core and his base. That time he throws that fake. What that fake does is the adjacent defender kind of goes off of him. If he doesn't throw that fake, I think the adjacent defender hedges more and supports the matchup against Charlambides. That fake up top in the second half, you're losing. You're going 0-5.
There's your progressive game flow on the Nolting hit. Got sandwiched, and on the other side, Chaos take advantage. That's Kyle Jackson who's got himself a hat trick.
The interesting thing about Kyle Jackson, with no Dane Smith, no Josh Burr, no Chris Cloutier, he had a bigger X on his back. It was hard for him to operate and create offense. Now he's the 5th or 6th option. That's no disrespect. These guys are the best players in the world. But now he has more freedom, more space to roam. He's less of the top commodity in terms of the scouting report. And all he does now is answer the bell with a hat trick.
Counting him out for him on the sideline. Kyle Jackson, the pride of Sarnia, Ontario, Michigan class of 2016. It's another face-off win for Cannons. Now 15-5 is their edge.
And honestly, it's only going to get worse.
They've got 2 face-off guys. Chaos has none.
Damn.
I want to go back in time and watch an Albany practice. Lyle Thompson versus Blaze Reardon. Throw a young Connor Fields in the mix, too. CJ Costabile has another. It's pole goal city for Chaos.
CJ Costabile made his living at Duke as a defensive midfielder with a long stick who could win face-offs and close the deal. He scored the game-winning goal in the 2010 national title. He's the luxury Andy Towers has. The open with Knowlton. He's so underrated as a passer.
Fracaro, Thompson on the doorstep, and that's cash.
Here's the deal. That's not good. That is not good. And you hope it's just a cramp. But the Cannons have identified something. The backside, when a midfielder's up top, this is the second time now for Caro found that skip lane. So it tells me the Chaos are not communicating, but they're also ball watching when the ball's up top. Newman is too early to support for Caro, who has not dusted his defender. And his eyes are upfield, but you have the sneakiest and craftiest of them all behind you in Lyle Thompson. You can't leave him. So I think the Cannons are finding that seam. When the ball's up top, the diagonal pass has been open. We've seen it twice this quarter, same combination.
Within 2, remember, they trailed 5-1 heading to the second quarter.
Normally, you get nervous when there's a face-off violation because as a team, you can't have that face-off guy out for the next rep.
Reardon had one stop, Ryan Drenner on the rebound. It's a hat trick for the former Towson Tiger.
The first question I have is Blaze okay? After the Lyle Thompson goal, took him a while to get up. And you wonder if he's at 100%. Sharon Lambides goes airborne. Reardon makes the stop. But the rebound allows Drenner to crash the boards and cash in. Blaze Reardon's one of the best goalies at not creating rebounds, but that's one situation that you have no choice. Connor Farrell was involved in the action. He tossed you on like 50 yards up to the booth.
And speaking of great tosses, Ryan Drenner threw that one right into the back of the net for his 4th goal today.
Drenner's got 4. The great Lyle Thompson's got 3. This attack is alive. And Drenner takes that one himself. There's no help or no slide from this Chaos defense. When Drenner's attacking a shorty, you have to support that matchup. He's too quick.
Got some good athletes out here. Here's Dane Smith operating from X with 10 to shoot. Smith with the feed, Byrne with the finish. Chaos back in the driver's seat. Hat trick for Josh Byrne.
That was the combination in the first quarter that allowed Chaos fans to breathe. Dane Smith is an elite passer. Look at the accuracy and his ability to thread the needle to his mate and his partner in crime, Josh Byrne. Righty passer, lefty finisher, fits like a glove.
Josh Byrne had 38 points for the Bandits during their run to the NLL Finals, including a league-high 24 assists, that time playing the role of finisher. Win of the year. Smith with the short stick. Bubba Fairman's all over him. What a pass! And Dane Smith on the finish. Ryan Smith in his bag in Minneapolis.
This is sick. I thought Ryan Smith needed to move the ball. Like there was nothing heading in the right direction when he was dodging, but he stayed patient. Fairman is very physical, and you see all the pressure Fairman is applying to the top hand. Right here, almost hooks him. He's got nothing to do other than the BTB on a cutting Dane Smith. That is ridiculous.
That is chaos lacrosse, right?
Jam it inside.
That could have been a box goal.
Jam it inside. That's what the Chaos have done better than any team in this league.